my name is Sandra and this is Fibroids, Keep It Moving, part of the Understand to Heal series. Just a short disclaimer to say that I am not a doctor, neither am I a healthcare professional, but I am a nutritionist who has previously suffered from fibroids, and I'd like to share with you what I have done to bring about healing, and in hopes that it will help you as well. So in this presentation, I will be talking about the importance of movement, types of easy exercise, how much is enough exercise, and what we can do for the overall health. What about the fluids? The inspiration behind this presentation. Look at a research study in relation to uterine fibroids, diet as therapy, monitoring the diet as therapy, and also a summary. And at the end, there'll be a little. If you stay around to the end, there's a little bit of a bonus that I've included. So. The importance of movement. Well, physical activity is always a benefit to the overall health. It benefits you emotionally as well as physically, and also your spiritual health as well. Just the action of movement. Therefore, taking regular physical activity is basically very good for your overall well-being. So it benefits the cardiovascular system, that's your circulatory system, also blood glucose levels. So if you are pre-diabetic or have issues with blood sugar control, exercise or taking physical activity can help with that, as well as raised blood pressure if you're prone to hypertension and things like that. Just getting some movement into your overall daily your daily life can have some positive effects. So types of easy exercise, things that you can include. Well, most forms of physical activity can have a beneficial effect on your health. So it doesn't really have to be in the form of a structured class. Although gyms are good, gym environments are good, you can just the action of taking some form of physical activity can be effective to your health, rather than doing none at all. So examples would include things like walking, something I really like to do, dancing, or doing some gardening outside, or if you're in a house where you've got steps, going up and down the steps. All those things are classed as exercise, even although some of us might not like this. Housework, anything that's using your we call it full range of movement, so you're kind of getting your whole body working, moving, and working up your heart rate. It's all beneficial. So how much is enough? Well, the key thing is just to start wherever you are. So if you're moving from a lifestyle that's previously been quite sedentary, you might find that it's a bit, just thinking of it might be a bit off-putting. But the thing is, starting is the key, because once you start, that's when you start developing momentum, and that's what will keep you going. So the key thing to do then is to pick an activity that you you enjoy, and so you can make it a habit, because that's where the miracles happen. The consistency of doing it again and again, the habit formation. So in the UK, there are some guidelines that are set out for physical activity levels, and it suggests that you do at least 30 minutes 5 days a week. However, these 30 minutes don't have to be continuous exercise. So you could do 5 minutes of housework, and then maybe do 10 minutes of dancing, or you might go 15 minutes for a walk, and that could happen throughout the day. But you're aiming for a goal of 30 minutes over the course of 5 days. So if you're not there yet, don't worry, look at it as something that you're aiming towards. And then, or if you are there already, you can look at, you might want to exceed or do a little bit more, depending where you are at this particular point in your life, your juncture. So for overall health, so we're looking at our external health, we're looking at physical activities externally, but internally, we've got to look at our digestive system, keeping things moving in the right direction, which is downwards. And so we're looking at foods that are high in fiber, which is beneficial for our gastrointestinal tract, and it's beneficial for hormonal balance, especially because in plant form it contains something called ligands, and ligands help with the disposal or charlating out, taking away of the unhelpful estrogen or excesses of estrogens that has been implicated in excess weight and obesity. So what we're looking at is having a healthy digestive tract, and what the fiber does, the fiber helps with clearing your colon system so nothing sticks to the walls and causes long-term health issues, and such as infection or overgrowth, parasitic overgrowth and things like that. So fiber is really good with just keeping things moving and getting rid of the toxins and things that are not beneficial to health. So what about your fluids? Well, if you are getting into more of an active lifestyle, if you're doing things like exercising and increasing your fiber intake, it's absolutely essential that your fluid intake is monitored as well. So you really need to make sure you're getting enough water to avoid getting dehydrated, because if you get dehydrated, that has a very negative impact on your health. So what you really need to do is make sure look to include water or non-sugary type drinks, such as herbal teas, as part of your overall fluid intake. This diagram suggests that we're at least 70%, a healthy individual should be at least 70% water or fluids, which is in the cells, forms part of the immune system. And so you've really got to keep get enough fluids, and we can do that from waters, also from raw juices such as fruit juices and vegetable juices, or even vegetables and things like that. A word to note about if you're having fruit juices are a more condensed form of the fruit, so the sugar content will be higher. So if you're a person who is either pre-diabetic or suffers from diabetes, your fruit, you will need to monitor the amount of fruit juice you take, because of the glucose sugary content in the juice. So you might have to look at, it might be more beneficial for you to go for a vegetable type juice, or if you are having a fruit juice, to water it down, or have the whole fruit, because the whole fruit also has fiber in it as well. It is suggested that you go for at least 8 glasses of fluid a day if you can. I am saying fluid because it's not only water, but it is kind of watery based. A word of caution: if you are somebody that does like coffee does act as a diuretic, which basically means is it takes water, it takes water out of your system. It makes you go to the toilet more, so it can lead you to becoming dehydrated rather than putting more fluids back into your system. So that's probably not one you want to have constantly if you want to boost your cell fluid intake, because that's what's going to give you, that's going to have more of the cleansing process, and that's going to help with your skin health and mean that you avoid dehydration. So what is the inspiration behind this presentation today? Well, it's coming from the scriptures, which basically says that your body is a temple. That's 1 Corinthians 6:19. So that means that we need to look after ourselves because we are precious, and the way we look after ourselves is we look after ourselves physically, emotionally, and spiritually, all these areas, so we can be the best version of ourselves. And so we can discover, if we are the best version of ourselves, we're able to, discover what we're really put on this earth to achieve. And what God has actually created us to do. And when we're at that point, that's when we can really be a benefit of not only to ourselves but also to the people around us, a real contribution. So look after you. So when I looked at the research study, I looked at one aspect of looking after us in terms of diet, looking after ourselves, and looked at ligands, which ligands are a type of fiber. in flaxseeds and plants as well. This study looked at ligands and isoflavonoids in relation to uterine fibroids amongst middle-aged women in the United States, and the ligands were found. Ligands and isoflavonoids are found to have some kind of beneficial effect on female hormonal balance, and what they found was there is an inverse relationship between the intake of plant ligands to uterine fibroids, which basically means the greater amount of these plant ligands we consume, which is subsequently excreted after we've eaten it, the lower rate there was of uterine fibroid incidence in the ladies who consumed the greater amount of ligands. So, which from previous studies, which I have a video on previous studies in regards to estrogen, there are estrogens like xenoestrogens, which are found in the environment that have been implicated implicated as being carcinogenic, and also the excess free estrogen in the body, it can be harmful to health. And what the ligands do is they attach to the free estrogens. From my previous study I saw this, and it helps to flush them out of the body. Okay. So when we're looking at diet as therapy, we see that flax seeds come in as golden flax seeds and also brown flax seeds. They're also called linseeds as well. They contain a good amount of protein and energy, and they're helpful if you're exercising. You'll need protein, which is beneficial for muscle repair. It's a good source of plant protein, and if to help to avoid deficiencies. Flax seeds, so as I said, flax seeds are a good source of protein and a fiber source, and they are the highest plant source of ligands. And the phytoestrogen qualities, the phytoestrogens can kind of assist in hormonal balance, and also the flax seeds contain the healthy fats known as omega-3s. One thing to note, although we've gone in, that in order to get the omega-3s you do need to grind the flax seeds. So let's look out, if you're going to monitor this, remember anything new you should monitor, look out for allergic reactions, so when you're including any new foods. As well as we looked at exercise as well. So if you're starting a new exercise regime, a protein program, start with caution. Remember, don't start off with a marathon. Start off with, baby steps. Take it easy and lead up to and progress to the higher level. And you may need to check with your healthcare provider if you have an underlying condition before you start any new types of dietary or exercise regime. And we do a 3-day food diary just to monitor what you're eating, but which you can download, and or monitoring any kind of diary, just to start off with, just to see how you're getting on, just to track it. Summary, I'd like to say movement of both the external and the internal systems are essential to good health. Physical activity does not have to be in any kind of structured class, but consistency is key. Just keeping something regularly, that's where the miracles will happen. And fibre in the diet is really essential. The recommended daily amount in the UK is 18 grams a day, and this will assist in keeping your colon clear as well as the gastrointestinal tract. And adequate water and fluid intake. Aim for 8 glasses a day, or 1.5 to 2 litres, to keep you in good health. So thank you for staying with me. We come to the end, and I did say I'd include a little bit of a bonus, and this recipe is called the Flaxseed hot smoothie. This is something that I have actually included in my diet, and I found it's quite filling, and it's quite helpful to keep everything moving in the right direction and keeps you flushed out. It's quite beneficial for your skin and so forth. So this, I'll leave a link in the comments that you can actually download and see if you want to try. The ingredients in there are actually optional, so if there's anything in there that you don't like, you can always swap it out for something else. And obviously if there's something that's going to make you're allergic to, obviously leave that out, please. Yeah, so thank you. And please subscribe. This is just a disclaimer to say this presentation is intended for information only, to assist you in making an informed decision about your nutritional health. It is not a substitute for medical advice, and if you have any underlying medical condition, please consult your doctor or your healthcare provider before making any changes to your regime, to your wellness.